here on this Easter Sunday to do my weekly update video. As you can see, I'm not here on the normal Friday that I've been trying to be here on. Guys, for the last 2 weeks, I've just been in a blah, funky, non-stitching, bad mood. It just is what it is. I have no reason. It just was. Friday, when it was time for me to do my video, I was sitting on the couch and I had literally stitched 100 stitches. That was it. I had planned for Lori and I had thrown Organic Granny and I had thrown around the idea of her coming up because I was off the weekend after my birthday. It then dawned on me that it was Easter about Monday. So then I was like, well, we'll all be doing family stuff, you know. And I was already kind of in the blah mood. So I kind of canceled on her. So then Friday evening, I was sitting there on the couch watching a movie. Watching a movie with my son. Still in that blah mood. I'd had my birthday. Wasn't a bad birthday, but it wasn't just, I don't know, just in a funk. And I was about to get up and do my video, but I was like, I can't do my video. I've literally had 100 stitches. They're not going to want to see a whole video of 100 stitches. And about then I get a message, and it's Organic Granny, and she says, hey, are you at home? Because I need to use your little girl's room. And I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm home. She's like, well, then open your door. She was here. Unbeknownst to me, she and my hubby had planned for her to come on up. Anyway, he had gotten her contact information off my phone. And he called her and he had arranged for her to come up here because he knew that I was in a funky mood and he thought that a stitching friend would help. And it did, because Friday night I had 100 stitches, and by right now I'm sitting at, counting those 100 stitches, I'm at about 700 stitches total. So it got me out of my funk. It brought my stitchy bug back, and I'm glad you came up. And I've had a great Easter with my family. We went today with my in-laws. We'll spend some time later with my dad and, of course, my sister. My sister had to work, and so we went up there with them. Got to watch the kids do some Easter egg hunting. We just had a good time. So I'm in a better mood. I'm now 2 minutes and 30 seconds in, and I haven't shown you stitching, so I'm just gonna jump into the stitching. So this week in Magical Stitches, because you know it rules my life, we had an interesting homework. We could either sit back at Hogwarts. Try that again. Sit back at Hogwarts and do 1,500 stitches on one project, or we could go into Hogsmeade and visit one store and do 1,000 stitches report on that store, or we could visit all 10 stores and do 100 stitches on a project for each store. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. And anyway, 1,500 stitches seemed really daunting. 1,000 stitches seemed daunting. So I did the 100 stitches on 10 projects, or I've attempted to, which is still 1,000 stitches. So don't get into why that seems more daunting than 1,000 on one project. It is just what it is. Plus, if I can finish all 10, I will get an extra 5 bonus points. And I've got until 3 a.m. my time. It is currently about 10 o'clock. So I'm hoping when I turn off this video, I can get the rest of the stitches in. Anyway, this is not in the order that I stitched them, but I'm just going to go in the order of the projects or the stores themselves, because that'll be easier in my handy dandy notebook that I almost threw on the floor. Guys, I've already started this video. I don't know how many times it's been so disjointed. Hopefully this one will take and we'll be good. So the first store was Dervish and Bangs, which is magical equipment. The one I chose to work on for that one, and you have to write a story, like a reason why you chose it, and like kind of tell about the store, because you're doing a report on all the stores. I'm not going to share all that with you guys, because if you're not in Magical Stitches, you probably don't care about that. So this is what this project will look like when it's finished. This again is one of the Thomas Kincaid Disney Dreams. This is called Fantasia Vignette. This is what it will look like when it's finished. Now, you know, the big Fantasia, of course, is a lot bigger than this. That's obvious, isn't it? I gotta get used to looking at this and not the camera, the viewfinder. But, so this is just Mickey on the cliff, and he's conducting all the broomsticks as they're coming down the mountain, but this has just got Mickey. So I chose this one because he's got a hat and robe, so those are magical equipment. This is where I was before I started. And then, where's the piece of fabric? There it is. This is where I currently am now. What happened to the white card? This makes it a little easier to hold. So I worked on this rainbow, which had some tweeting, which I don't know if you'll be able to catch it in this lighting or not. I can get extremely close. Do you see the sparkle? Can you see the sparkle? I don't know. And then I also worked over here in this yellow, and it also has some sparkle. I am not using the enclosed sparkle. I exchanged it for a Krennic of my own that I have. It's just an iridescent Krennic. I don't even know the number. Let's see if I can have it in here. I do. It is just this little iridescent Krennic. That's what I exchanged it for. Just a blending filament. Because the other stuff was so stiff, I wasn't about to be able to get that to work. So, and on that one I stitched actually 126 stitches. It doesn't look like that much, but it is. So on the second one, now I know for sure that I stitched that one on Saturday because Emily was here. Because on top of Lori stopping by, on Saturday Emily stopped by, so I got to stitch with Organic Granny and Eclectic Possessions. I was thrilled. Needless to say, it was the perfect funk be gone, and it worked. So I worked on that on Saturday. Now on my birthday is when I worked on the one for Gladrag's clothing store. And I know that because this was a new start for me. It was my birthday start. Probably the only reason I stitched at all was because I wanted to start this on my birthday, and I wanted it to be a birthday start. Otherwise, I may not have even had the 100 stitches in that I had in whenever Lori got here. So this was a gift as well from Belinda. It was my birthday gift from Belinda, and it also became my birthday start. It is Good Intentions by Kathy Barrick Designs. As you can see, it says, I myself am made entirely of flaws. Oh, I'm crooked, sorry. Entirely of flaws stitched together with good intentions. Can y'all see that okay? Guys, I've loved this quote for forever. And I love the colors. I just like, this was a Market 2018, I believe. 2015? I don't know. Anyway, I am stitching this in the called for DMC. So it has NPI and DMC. So I am using the DMC for this piece. I am stitching this on, I believe it's called 32 count Vintage Sahara. It was also a gift from Belinda that went along with this pattern, and it was perfect. I sent Sammy J some pictures of the fabric. I had talked to her, and I was like, help me pick out some fabric because I'm not feeling all the fun of it tonight. And we decided on this. I don't know if the it does have some variation. It's almost too bright to see the variation. Let's see now. Can you see it now? It's got some very light modeling in it. But this is 107 stitches. It's almost a vanilla color. I described it with something else to Sammy J. I'll leave that between us because it wasn't a very good description. Wasn't very polite. But there is some variation in it. And I decided to take, it would have fit either way, but I like the variation going horizontal instead of vertical. But there that is. And guys, I can't wait to work on this one again. I love working on it. The pattern's easy to read. It's a lot of fun to stitch. I can't wait to work on it again. I'm dropping stuff everywhere. I'm about to change that out. It's a different bag. So there that one is. And that was all the stitching I had done for the entire week, guys. The entire week. I dropped my notebook. Let me get my notebook back. Not starting over again. I refuse to start over again. The next project is the Hog's Head Pub. So, this is where it gets confusing. Because I am currently I've already done 102 stitches on this project for the Hog's Head Pub. I am currently working on it, and I've done about 80 stitches for the three broomsticks pub. I'm also going to work on this project for Madame Puddifoot's tea shop, and I'm also going to work on it for Hogsmeade Rail Station. I'm going to use it for the rail station for the chairs, and I'm going to use it for Madame Puddifoot's tea shop because they're drinking tea in these cups. And that is my Crypt Club pattern. So that means once I finish this, I should have a total of 400 stitches on it. I'm about 180 right now. This is the project that I'll work on when I finish this video while my husband and I watch Game of Thrones and then catch up on some more Shameless. This is what the project will look like when it's finished. I'll insert the picture because I didn't bring it. And this is where I was before I started this rotation, I realized when I pulled this out that I apparently had done some more of his leg and I hadn't shown y'all. So there's a bit of a jump, but that's okay. It was only about 45 stitches. And this is where I currently am. I finished out this leg because he was footless on this leg, and I told somebody that he had a foot amputation here and then an above the knee amputation here. But now I've finished out his leg and I have finished out his foot on this rotation. Next, I will finish out this foot. I will do this hand, and then I'll probably start on his lady friend here. But like I said, I'll need to do 20 more stitches to finish the 3 broomsticks, and then I'll need 100 each for Madame Puddifoot's and then the rail station. And that'll put me at 400 stitches on this one, this rotation, or this week. Now, on each one of these things, you were supposed to come up with a story to explain why, like you're doing a report on each store. I'm not going to share my story for each one. You guys probably don't care unless you're in the group, and if you're in the group, you can see it because it's the event. The next one is Honeyduke's, which is the sweet shop, and I again doubled up on a project and worked on a project more than once. Do I have that project? Guys, I keep forgetting to bring my projects in with me. I don't think I brought this project. Let me pause and go get that project. I refuse to start over, so I'm just gonna keep going. So I worked on this one again for 2 projects. I worked on it for Honeyduke's Sweet Shop for the chocolate brown, and then I worked on it as well for this Scriven Shafts Quill Shop. Say that 3 times fast. When my zipper stuck. Oh, there we go. So, I decided to work on my Thankful Quaker by Bent Creek, because this is also one of my Year of Whips designs. Guys, this cover piece is so banged up. We're going to autofocus. There we go. So, because it's got this chocolate brown in it, I worked on cocoa. So, cocoa's in chocolate for the sweet shop. And then there's a turkey. And turkey feathers were used as quills. So this is where I was before, and then this is where I currently am on this project. Use my big white card, it'll be easier. There we go. We're gonna focus. Let's pull this up and over. I worked on this corner right here. And for Honeyduke's, I did 104 stitches. And then for the Scriven Shafts Quill Shop, I stitched right at 100 stitches. So I did a total of 204 stitches on this project. All in this little area right here, and then filling in the leaves. There was a mistake on the pattern. It took Lori and I both to figure out where the mistake was on the pattern because it wasn't coming out even. But we found it. And then that is where I now am on my Thankful Quaker. I'm trying to do these in order of the shop, but then I'm jumping on some of the projects, so. Okay. Next will be Madame Puttyfoot's, which I'll work on the Crypt Club. And then the Scriven Shafts, which is what I just showed you. And then the Shrieking Shack. So this was on an old abandoned building. And technically this is on an old abandoned project. Because it's a project that I haven't stitched on in a while. Well, no, I've used it for magical stitches already. And this is from Just a Little Bit Country by Judy M. Gibbs. The people that put out I don't know who actually puts out this. Holly Designs? Yeah, Holly Designs is who actually put out the pamphlet. This is let's see if I can get it focused, not on my face. There we go. This is the project that I'm working on. Again, there's a college a short drive over from our town. And this is one of the water wheels that is actually on their campus. And my aunt used to take my sister and I, and it's just always been a memory for me. So, however, this project is ridiculously hard to stitch. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there is a ton of backstitch on that rock building. A ton of backstitch. So it makes it a little daunting. So this is where I was before. I stitched a total of 115 stitches on this project. And this is where I currently am now. I'm sure that sound is great in your earphones. So I essentially worked on these two windows right here. And that's it. That's all. Just on the two windows. It's so weird. It's reversed when I look on my phone, but it's not reversed when I look in the camera. I figure. But there that is. I've been trying to do the back stitch a little bit at a time because it is so daunting. It is what it is. Okay. And then for the 3 broomsticks, that's the one I'm currently working on the Crypt Club. I've got about 80 stitches in there, so 20 more and I'll be able to move on to the next class or store for that project. And then last but not least, but it's one of the first ones I worked on actually, is for the Zonko's Joke Shop. So I will share my story with this one because I'm kind of proud of it. So this is the project. It is by Silver Creek Samplers, and it says, there once was a girl with a little There once was a girl who had a little curl right in the middle of her forehead, and when she was good, she was very, very good. But when she was bad, she was horrid. So I always have to look at this quote because my mom said it to me, but that's not the exact wording that she said to me. But I chose this because it's this joke shop. So I try to be really, really good, but when I'm bad, I'm horrid. And when I want to be bad, I go to Zonko's Joke Shop for all my supplies. So that was my story for this one. And this is where I was before. Guys, you're not going to tell a huge difference because it's just 100 stitches. But at least I get to show you more, right? Like last week, I literally showed you like one project, I think. 2. So, as per Connie G's Stitches request, I put my face on my little girl. And I went ahead and stitched her arms as well. So, she now has a face and she now has arms. And then I stitched the letter M. I stitched a total of, how many stitches on her? Look, I just closed the book. 121 stitches. This is just on some random ivory 18 count Ada. It is stitched for and the called for DNC, except I have changed the color in this border, and then I changed the color of her shirt, and I did not put my initials on her overalls. I didn't like the way it looked on the overalls. But that is that project for now. And that is it for my stitching this week. However, I did get one piece of haul that came in. Guys, I was bad. I bought some fabric that's not here yet, and I bought some stuff on eBay that's not here yet. Honey, don't watch this video. I didn't spend a lot. I ended up bidding and making offers more than I actually purchased, which is good. In fact, I kind of probably let's try this again. I probably owe a seller an apology, because one night in the middle of the night I wasn't paying attention, and I offered a lady make an offer, and I completely gave her a very, very low offer, and I almost feel guilty. I almost don't remember doing it, but then later on I was like, did I bid on that? Yeah, I did. I didn't bid, but I offered a very low price, and I didn't get it, which is fine, but still. The only thing that I purchased that I can show this week was this Just Cross Stitch magazine. It is June 1989. It is 21 Cross Stitch Projects, America's Oldest Sampler. So, because I'm in a thing for samplers lately, I got this. I will show you the two that really caught my eye. And the reasons I purchased this magazine is for this one right here. It is called the Sarah D. Powell sampler. I liked that one. And then also for this one, it is the Gallery Collection, the Saxon sampler. I like that one as well. However, this magazine has made me want to look up a set of samplers that I had never heard of. Just saw it. I had all this stuff marked, so I wouldn't have to search. Here they are. Have you guys ever heard of these? They're the Chester County Collection. Guys, look at these samplers. They're all so pretty. Oh, I think there's a pattern on that side. There's not, so I can show you both. Look how pretty those are. I'm going to have to look those up. Probably have to look them up on eBay. Probably not at 4 o'clock in the morning, so that I don't offer somebody a ridiculously low amount on out of print chart. I blame Jennifer Upton. It was the Dragonfly Pond. Yeah. And then when Lori got here, she had seen this pattern. This is one that I had picked out and put away, and picked out and put away several times. I showed another stitcher friend this one because I knew she would love it. And Lori saw it, thought of me, and got it for me. And she had no clue that I had gone back and forth on possibly buying the sampler. She just saw it and thought of me because of the red head and then the cardinals. So this is another one by Silver Creek Samplers. It says, I love you just as much today as when you died and flew away. I'll not be sad nor shed a tear. Your memories will linger near. We'll meet again when life is done and soar away beyond the sun. And I thought that was beautiful. I love that quote. So I now have this in my possession, and I will stitch this one soon. Guys, the more and more I see these people's projects, the more and more I love them. And then, when the beautiful Emily came over, I gifted her something that I had worked on. And then she gifted me something. I don't have the other part of the gift because I've used it and it's dirty. But she got me a Dragonfly mug. I will make sure to show you that in the next video. But I've used it for the last 2 days and it needed to be washed. But she gifted me a Momly bag. Guys, look at this fabric, how pretty it is, and the detail. As I'm telling you, she's got a gift, and the inside fabric is amazing. I don't know, my camera's not going to focus, is it? Here it goes. Just a light gray fabric. So I have to wash my mug and show you that. I have to show you 2 different mugs because my dad and stepmother also got me a mug for my birthday. So I got 2 coffee mugs. Probably why I'm kind of everywhere in this video. But both of them are in the sink right now and need to be washed. So, but that is it for this video. I'm going to work on, like I said, the Crypt Club. Try to finish out all 10 stories tonight. We're going to watch Game of Thrones and watch some Shameless. And then I'm going to try to figure out what next week's homework is and work on that. Hopefully my stitchy bug is back to stay. And I hope I have as much, if not more, to show you next week. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your comments. Thank you so much for sitting with me and hopefully stitching with me and listening to me ramble, because I do ramble a lot in my videos. As always, thanks for watching and happy stitching.